it's Matt Sarmiento Motorsports. Doing another video here, a little tutorial, and also some tech tips. Very glad everybody's been liking what's been going on. It's been tough with race season, so we've been trying to crank out what we can, but we got some very exciting things happening here. So pretty soon we will be putting this thing on the track very, very soon. So thank you all for being patient. We're gonna go to a product that definitely you don't think about very often because where it's located. Before you go riding and racing, yes, you don't really need to have it right off the rip, but you know, if you're gonna compete, it's really an investment that will really protect your machine a lot. So we already know how to get our machine up from previous videos, right, up on the stand, up on his back wheels, no problem. Let's replace this guy right here, stock skid plate. And the reason why is because the stock skid plate really exposes a lot of this other chassis parts as well. Okay, I've been using the Pro Ballistic Skid Plate for a very, very, very long time. You can find this on explicitmotorsports.com. Also, JLS motorsportsatv.com sells them as well. Glenn Turner there, fantastic guy, awesome to deal with. Run all his protective products from skid plates to inside wheel plugs, outer wheel plugs, you name it, he's got it. The quality of the products is A1. So, and again, this is something easy to forget, but once you put it on, it's like, it's easy to set it and forget it kind of deal. I raced this weekend and the track conditions were definitely difficult. There's no way around it. And it was a very hard track. And as the track had changed, started developing sometimes rocks that were breaking in the track. So, and we'd start seeing hard spots. And yeah, I definitely went over a few of them and everything was just good on my race machine. So we're gonna put this guy on here. I'm gonna show you how to do that really quick. First step is to obviously, take off, before you put this on, take off the hardware, set it on the tool bench or workbench, however you do, and take this guy off. This one's pretty easy. 4 or 5 millimeter Allens, and you will need a 5 and a 4 millimeter Allen, right, to get this hardware off. And this is really easy because that nice hook right there, you literally just hook it right on and start putting things on. Piece of cake. So I'm gonna show you how that's done. First line of business, we're gonna get a 5 millimeter socket with 3H drive impact gun, really quick. 4 bolts come off. Piece of cake. Very easy. Walk in the park. Maybe even a little too easy. Leg grab, pull up, you're done. Right? So you start yanking on it, get stuck on that hook. So you pull up and it slides off. Simple. Like I said, it's not bad, but we'll take some measurements and you'll see there's better alternatives than this. All right, next we're gonna take off this hardware, okay? Keep in mind of its locations. These guys, you leave them right where they're at. So they actually have a C-clip with a spacer, you leave them there. If you wanna put all your parts, starting from the top on back, and leave its spacers there accordingly. And it all is gonna work out really good. Okay, so again, still got our 5 mil on there. And this could be nice. This could be really nice. Definitely the quality of this product is superb over the OEM one for the protection and durability. There's no way around that. I want to show you what I'm talking about here. Take these guys off. Got that spacer, and it's a lot easier if you just put all your parts kind of configured, like I said, in their orientation in line. All right, then that way you're not getting lost out there like, oh man, where did this go? And makes life a lot easier. Actually, these clamps work fantastic. You don't have to hit them crazy hard with the impact gun. Just set them on in and they're gonna be just fine. The clamps go in the back, so piece of cake. So, quick visual, tell the difference. Slide this guy over. Difference, thickness of material from OEM to the Pro Ballistics. Big difference. The construction of Pro Ballistic is a superior product by far. It's gonna be able to take the wear and tear. There's no way around that. And for all you numeric guys, like myself, what does that come out to? Let's take the micrometer. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up the digital micrometer. That's it's a 7 millimeters thick, so 6.8, so we can round it to 7. And obviously we could see the gap difference from the OEM to the Pro Ballistic, so you're definitely getting a superior product. It is definitely double the thickness, 3.45 millimeters, double the thickness of the OEM. I'd rather have that all day. If anybody even says something about weight, that is next to nothing for weight compared to what you could pick up in mud and other things. I'd rather have the protection over that. So we're gonna go back over to our machine and we're gonna start getting this on. All right, so now we got our Pro Ballistic skid plate. I'm gonna use a T-handle, a little easier to operate when putting these two 4 millimeter guys right here, okay? This is pretty simple. You can literally just stick this guy right there, just hang it for right now, let it be. You can line up the bolts to the threads on the frame. So obviously you don't want to run it in with an impact gun, right? Simple, just do it by hand, not a problem. And if anything, it's actually a lot better to do everything at first, by hand loosely, okay? Very good. So we're gonna start getting the rest of our parts on, get everything lined up. It's gonna be easy. So we got our next pieces. Okay, this part's gonna go on the frame, like so, from the top side. You know, our spacers, and then we're gonna have our bolts going through. It might be a little hard to get a camera angle, but we'll try and get a camera angle of this. Just show you how I do it. Usually I just put the bolt through, stick a spacer. Should I put this T in my pocket, right? Put a spacer, like so, and then put the top part. All right, so left hand in the frame, bolt right on through, right? And you're gonna take this guy, right? The inserts are gonna face up, right? Because obviously, if you pull it the other way, it's gonna pull the inserts out. Nice and easy. Like I said, this is why using something a little more controllable by hand, T-handle or the Allen on a socket on an extension, just to run it in just by hand, just loosely. That's all. Don't tighten it, just a couple threads. Okay, and then we're gonna start moving to the rest of it. So our next one goes here. So we're gonna take the bolt, spacer, our plate there. I mean, even threads on my finger, not a problem. Just let it hang there for a second. Do the same on the other side. So you're repeating the same process. I mean, look at it, we can even see the factory grease on this bad boy still. We're gonna have to change that here soon because it's way too clean. So using my 5 millimeter T-handle just to get a couple threads in. And if you leave it loose, that way, if you gotta shift it around or something like that, you can. Make sure everything's straight, but it's pretty well lined up already. So we're gonna keep on going to the lower frame clamps now, all right? All right, so here's our frame clamps. You do have to open them to get around the frame, as I did on this one here. All right, and then you have to, you do have to close them when in frame, or if you want to line them up before the skid plate goes on. However, whatever works best for you. For me, it's pretty easy. I can literally just grab it and pinch it with my thumb. The good old thumb pinching trick like I showed you guys for the subframe. And then you're gonna take your bolt and literally just go right on through. And it's not too bad. Again, leave it loose because you gotta do it on the other side. Just a couple threads. Does not have to be, He-Man tight or anything like that. So nice and easy. And there we go. We got a few threads. We're good. And now we're gonna repeat up here This clamp here, and of course on the other side. We'll show you what all that looks like when we're done. All right, so we have all of our bolts. Just a few threads. Not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna show you just by hand. It's not that hard. Since it's better to feel it out by hand than using an impact gun. No problem. We'll start at the top, and they just start turning away. No problem. And you do want to make sure, before you do all this, make sure everything's straight and well lined up, which I already did. And we'll go right on with this. And then you'll actually start seeing it drawing up. Piece of cake. Nice clearing there to get to our steering stem. So you don't have to take the whole skid plate off to change the steering stem out. Let's say you have a wreck or something like that, you gotta change your stem out. Which it does happen, unfortunately. Knock on wood, hasn't happened in a while. But when it does, it does. There's still easy access to that. Another features that are on this skid plate are the access holes there for the drain plug. We're gonna actually do these 4mm ones first down here, and then move over to our 5s. And yeah, it's going on good. And you can actually see by hand stopping. It's a piece of cake there. You don't have to go He-Man on the thing, so. But again, you do want it tight, because obviously it's hanging underneath the ATV, so you don't want it falling off, of course. And then, yeah, just keep on going. Everything's nice and tight. It's lining up. Snug. Yeah, there we go. That guy is coming through. Nice and tight. Very nice and tight. Wow, what a difference. And that's a skid plate I can trust. I know it. I've been running them. Never had a problem. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I'd seen the bottom side of a few jumps before. You know, the other side of a jump. Yeah, I'd seen a few rocks before on my other machines, and did his job. So protect my machine, protect my investment. Also, too, the skid plate does help the machine slide off objects better versus getting hung up the metal parts of the chassis, because the bottom part of the frame is metal on the YZ450R versus the rest of the main frame is aluminum. Just check it. Just use, finger strength, like 2 fingers in your thumb. Finger strength. It's good enough, and you can put quite a bit with a T-handle if you know how to use a T-handle correctly. And that is excellent. Love how this is shaped well to the frame. Also, too, we have these flared up areas here to help protect the frame as well, to deflect. So actually looking at it, especially if a rock, you're coming across terrain, there's a rock, it deflects off of the frame before hitting the engine on both sides. So water pump side, stator cover side. So that's very smart, and raise it much higher. Again, very thick, very like you can actually grab this thing, actually try pulling it, nothing's really happening to it. So you can actually rock the whole machine. So it's on there good. So want to double check your bolts. Nope. They're good. Like I said, it only just takes a few moments. You can put this on easily right at the track side, or right there in your camp. Very easy, very simple. Again, once it's on, you don't have to take it on and off 8 million times. Once it's on there to stay. And this is what I really like about Glenn's products. Fantastic design. Love the design. Great working design. Easy to do. So you still get to the drain plugs, piece of cake. You're not making a mess when changing the oil. On our oil change videos, give you some extra tips on that with skid plates as well. Raising the machine on its back and off, tilting it to the side, that you will get even a better, clean oil change. But yeah, we're ready for action on this coming up soon. Thanks again for watching. As always, I hope this helps out. So there's some quick tech tips there. And again, check it out. Explicit Motorsports. There will be a link listed below. Explicit Motorsports and JLS ATV. You can buy the Pro Ballistic series of parts for your YZ450R and also other machines. Thanks for watching, as always.